All right, everybody. Today I'm going to take you through the practice quiz. Hopefully you've completed it. If you're watching this should be more like a check-in. There are some noises around me as I am not really supposed to be around my family at the moment. I'm outside on my deck and the neighbors are cutting grass and the wind is blowing. So forgive the background noise. All right, let's get into it. If you're checking your answers, here we go. A line with a positive slope, number one. Positive slope travels in what direction? Positive slopes always go up and to the right. So you can either say up and right, or you could say right and up. Either way is okay with me, as long as you're talking about moving up and right. Number two, draw a line with a negative slope. The negative slopes are the opposite. So any line that looks something like this, no matter really where it goes or how steep it goes, as long as it's going down and to the right or right and down, you're in great shape. Number three, calculate the slope of the line. Now this equation here, this formula, we're going to use a million times. You might hear me refer to it as change in y over change in x because it's faster to say than all of this stuff. Having said that, here we go. My y values are 4 and 0, and this thing tells me to take the second one minus the first one. So I'm going to do that. So the second one minus the first one. And now with the x's, the second x minus the first x. So second x, 0, minus the first x, 3. So 0 minus 4, 0 minus 3, and we don't like those pairs of negatives, so done, 4/3. Number four, calculate the slope of the line through. It's the same thing, so change in y over change in x, 4 minus 6, change in x, I said that wrong. So I just subtracted my y's on the top. Now I'm going to subtract my x's, 4 minus 3, so 4 minus 3, and negative 2 over 1, so negative 2. Let's keep going. Number five, calculate the slope again. It's the same task. I just didn't write the formula this time, so I'm going to take my y's and subtract them. This time I'll say it correctly. And I'm going to take my x's and subtract them, negative 4 minus 1, 9 minus 5 on the top, and negative 4 minus 1 on the bottom. And there's my answer. This is okay. I'm looking for it on the left-hand side. The only one that's close is this one. And we're good. Number six, calculate the slope of a line. Okay, so here is same setup as basically every one above it. It's just the same formula. It's just presented a little differently. When I think of this as the first y. This is the second y, and this is the third y. And this over here is the first x, the second x, and the third x. Now, the formula doesn't really deal with a third x and a third y, so you can usually just ignore that pair. Or, frankly, you can ignore any of the pairs and just use the other two. So, for me, I'm going to go ahead and not even bother labeling these two, and I'm just going to use the ones that I have. And we're going to do the subtract the y's. So, we're going to go ahead and think about how the 14 is changing into the 20. If you want to think about it the way the formula would go, it would be 20 minus 14, which would produce a 6. If you want to think about it the way the video the other day we looked at it, we would say plus 6, because 14 plus 6 is 20. You notice that it's the same either way, so it doesn't really matter how you do it, which is nice. 8 plus 2 equals 10, or 10 minus 8 equals 2, same thing either way. And then with the change in y over the change in x, we end up with up 6, divided by up 2, so our answer is 3. That makes it look like it's a negative, so let's go ahead and clean that up a tiny bit. Positive 3. All right, number 7, a little less explanation this time. From 0 to negative 6, we go down 6. From 0 to 3, we go up 3. So change in y over change in x, and that's divided by, and we get negative 2. Number 8, horizontal lines. Horizontal, this way. This way is horizontal. I think of a slope of 0. Have a slope that is 0. There we go. Number 9, vertical lines. Those are lines that are up and down. Those are unskiable. Those are going to be undefined. Number 10 is just 4 more questions and we're done. It says, write the slope of each blue line on the graph. I was good enough to give you some points. So between this point and this point, the rise is 0, the run is 3, and that simplifies to 0. So the correct answer is 0. You shouldn't be typing 0 over 3. You should just be typing 0. The next one, I automatically observe it's positive. I'm going to count from 1 dot to the next dot. 1, 2, 3 up. So 3 up. and 1, 2, 3 to the right. 3 over 3 equals 1. Correct answer is 1. Third one. This is up and left. I already know it's going to be negative, but check out how we know that. I'm going to choose this point and this point. You also know there's a third one down here at the bottom. Any 2 points would work just fine. I'm just going to go with my initial instinct and go with these first 2. We're going to go up 1, 2, 3. So 3 is on the top. I'm going to go 1 to the left. That's a -1, and that produces -3, just like we thought it would be. It is a negative. And last question before the practice quiz is over. I'm looking at this point and this point, so I'm going to count 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3. That doesn't simplify, so we're done. If you can do these skills, you are going to be successful on tomorrow's quiz. I hope that you can. There is extra practice in Get More Math, and I'm available via email if you need me. Otherwise, good luck, and I will see you when I get back in school next week.